Hello and welcome guys to Reddit Reader. Today we have three stories from Am I the Butthole? So let's hope you enjoy it and let's get right into it. First one is, am I the butthole for ruining the family vacation by refusing to go to dinner after my husband laughed at his cousin's joke and telling him to take his mistress instead? I found out after we were already married that it is very uncommon for the older generation of men in my husband's family to keep mistresses as long as they are discreet about it, and don't have outside babies. We went on vacation with my husband's family, including his sister, cousins, and their spouses. My sister-in-law needed to get some new clothes because she was supposed to leave earlier than the rest of us, but decided to stay. While we were shopping, the shop assistant was flirting with my husband. His cousin James made jokes about adding her to my husband's collection of girls in every country and how he always said a leopard never changed his spots, and he knew marriage couldn't stop my husband. My husband and his other male cousins thought it was the funniest thing ever. I didn't find it so funny, and neither did his sister, who told James to shut up. In the evening we were supposed to go for dinner, and my husband noticed I wasn't getting ready, so he asked me to hurry up. I told him I didn't want to go. We had an argument where he was saying James was just joking. I told him I didn't find it funny, and he could take his mistress to dinner instead. He kept insisting he didn't have a mistress, and that James was just making a dumb joke. He was sorry for laughing, but I refused to budge. And then none of the other girls went to dinner with them. We all ended going somewhere together and wouldn't let them come with us. For the rest of the vacation, my sister-in-law insisted we would treat it like girls' trip and the boys could do whatever they want without us. My husband was pissed at me for overreacting to a joke and ruining the family vacation, especially since James apologized too. But things didn't go back to normal. Was I the butthole? Well, OP, you were not the butthole. These are things not to ever joke about or laugh about. And Eve over here, little Eve 77, basically got the best reply for that. So, as she said, joking about misters is deeply disrespectful to do. It sounds like you weren't the only woman fed up with this kind of banter. It's a shame that whole day wasn't what any of you planned it to be, but you are not the butthole for being upset. I will say this now. You are home. Perhaps it's time to move past it. Make it abundantly clear that these kind of jokes are not tolerated. But let it go. If it happens again, then it might be time to worry about people in your life and reevaluate things. But until then, enjoy life and good luck. Guys, OP, you're not the bottle over here. And basically, people can't joke about relationship, about hooking up with someone else, or mistresses ever with their partner. That's so disrespectful. That turns them off. That gets into so much trouble. So I'm gonna give your husband 2 out of 5 butthole points. And good luck with him, dude. For our second story, am I the butthole that I told my wife that our 10-year-old daughter was more mature than her? I'm 28 and my wife 32. We went to an all-you-can-eat restaurant today with our 10-year-old. My wife has this habit of ordering too much food at the restaurant and then not eating it fully. A lot of times the restaurant do not allow doggy bags, so the food get wasted. So I decided to take her to all-you-can-eat restaurant today because she'll be able to take only as much as she wants to eat. She started piling up all the food on her plate. I told her to add lesser portions and finish all the food. She said that she'd finish all the food because she was really hungry. I kept quiet after that. My daughter, on the other hand, was taking a little of each dish to taste and then deciding which one she wanted more. I appreciated her for being so mature, as expected. My wife wasted nearly half of the plate. She had so enthusiastically filled, and the manager told us we would have to pay extra for the food wastage. I didn't want to tell my wife anything at the restaurant, so I just paid the bill and went back home. After we put our daughter to bed, I told my wife that she acted very mature at the restaurant, and our 10 years old daughter had the sense to gauge her own hunger. My wife told me she was really excited to see so many varieties of food that she liked and she couldn't control herself. Am I the butthole? I mean, OP, you're not definitely the butthole. But your wife, she's wasting so much food. Like, if she's eating for sorry, like, if she's taking food of 3 people or 5 people and eating only 1 or 2 portions, that is just food wastage. The restaurant's gonna have to pay for it, the staff gonna have to pay for it, and well, it's still money at the end of the day and still food, and people literally get a lot of food usually to eat. There are people who are dying of hunger out there. So I mean, you're definitely not the butthole. As for your wife, I'm giving her 1 out of 5 buttholes. Maybe that's a little bit too much. She can, yeah, I'm giving her zero point 0.5 buttholes. But she has to take care of her food, that she has to control herself. Like, I'm 20 something years old, man. I'm still young, and I know how much I eat. I try not to waste any food, or like I try to waste as little as possible. Not like portions for more than 2 people. So, OP, you're not the butthole. For our last story, I could not decide if our OP is the butthole or not. I'm just saying this from the start. So, yeah, let's hop right into it. Am I the butthole for telling my ex family the reason we won't be getting married despite having a child together and getting in trouble? So I dated my ex for 3 years, and I found out he didn't think I was good enough to marry, but I was good enough to keep on the side. Looking back, I should have realized since he never introduced me to his family. They lived in a different country, so I let him use that as an excuse. And our relationship was more sex than anything else on the side. I found out because I asked him what would happen if I got pregnant one day. At this point I already knew I was pregnant, and he told me that would ruin things. He was blunt and said while he loved me, he couldn't marry me because things between us didn't need to ever end. I broke up with him on the spot and blocked him on everything when he tried to convince me to come back. I hadn't told him I was pregnant, and I had no intentions of telling him until the baby was born. My plan didn't work out because he found out when I was 6 months. Our son is a year old now, and since my ex found out I was pregnant, he has been trying to convince me to marry him. We took our son to visit his family this month. His family have been very nice, but they are also of the opinion that us getting married would be the best thing to do for our son. His grandfather asked me yesterday why wouldn't I marry him, considering he could give our son and me everything we could ever want. So I told them what he said to me. They weren't very happy with him, and after I left the room, they told him off. Now my ex is pissed at me for dragging his family into our issues, and because I won't let go of his past mistake. Am I the butthole? Well, OP, let's look at this from 2 different perspectives. So basically, he ruined his reputation in front of his family and told them aside that he doesn't want them to know. So for that, I can say that you are the butthole, but at the same time, I can also say that you're not the butthole because, well, you told them that he's the reason that you don't want to marry him. He's not someone to stand up for. He's not someone to be with. Like, he might ditch you at any moment. So, so the same I can say that you're not the butthole, but like, it's kind of a conflict. I can't decide which one that you are. I mean, in a way, you're not the butthole, OP. Though you didn't have to drag him into it. Like, you didn't have to drag his whole family into your personal issues, which at the same time makes you the butthole. So I'm gonna give you 1 out of 5 buttholes points because you dragged his family into your business. You could have just told them off, and yeah, like, they don't have to know everything. Just say that you're not ready or whatever. As for X, I'm not sure if I should give him battle points or not. Well, he tried to take responsibility even after what he said, even though that does not really solidify his point. That makes it even worse. So I don't know, man. I have no clue what to give him, to say about him. His situation is weird, and yours too. Anyways, that's all for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Take care, everyone, and let's see you next time with a new episode of Am I the Butthole? Ciao, ciao.